Everest, the highest and one of the most dangerous mountains on the planet. Onto her deadly slopes stepped 5 British Army soldiers, wounded on the battlefields of Afghanistan and Iraq.
It's a dangerous place. I don't think there's been a season gone by on Everest where there's not been a death.
With Arctic temperatures, hurricane-force winds and deadly avalanches, it's considered by many to be the ultimate challenge.
Having only the ability to use one hand and not both, and with various ropes, it just absolutely knackers you out.
All supported by Walking with the Wounded's royal patron, Prince Harry.
I think to give yourself a challenge on such a magnitude as climbing Everest is remarkable. Hopefully what these guys are proving is no matter what your injury, no matter whether you're military or civilian, you can overcome injury.
This is their story. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and the Walking with the Wounded Everest team are landing in the small Himalayan town of Lukla, en route to Everest. The summit team is made up of 5 wounded soldiers, who between them have been shot, blown up, and nearly burnt to death. Private Jacco van Gass was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade that severed its left arm.
This is going to be the toughest challenge I've ever set myself, and I'm looking forward to it.
Private Carl Heinert suffered extensive burns in a petrol bomb attack.
You think mountain, you think Everest. I am really nervous, if I'm completely honest.
Captain David Wiseman was shot in the chest, damaging nerves, arteries and muscles.
Steep old steps. Yes, climbing Everest is dangerous. Yes, going to Afghanistan is dangerous. But for me personally, climbing Mount Everest is part of my recovery as well.
Dr. Francis Atkinson's right arm was hit by a bullet, severing the nerves to his hand.
As an injured soldier, you do feel that there is a bit of responsibility in you to inspire and demonstrate to other people that you can achieve a lot even though you are injured.
Captain Martin Hewitt was shot through the chest, paralysing his right arm instantly.
Climbing Everest is hard, ridiculously hard. If we have one injured guy on summit of that mountain, we've got mission success. If all 5 of us do it, even better.
These 5 injured men, husbands and sons, are hoping to be the first team of wounded soldiers to summit the world's highest mountain, Everest. As they set off to start their first climb up the mountain, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and minus 10 degrees.
Just ready to set off now. Up to Camp 2 is our final destination.
Camp 2 is perched at 6,400 metres, 1 vertical kilometre above them. The team have to climb through the night when it's coldest and there's the least chance of an avalanche or crevasse collapse. As they head off across the glacier, it's easy going to start with.
So far so good, mate.
But soon the hard work begins.
It's really hard. I'm really feeling it. We set off at a really fast pace.
It's not just David who's finding it hard going. Martin's paralysed arm is slowing him down.
As long as we get to Camp 2 before the avalanches start falling, I'll be happy.
Crossing a ladder, spanning a seemingly bottomless crevasse with only 1 arm, takes nerves of steel.
It is terrifying. It's like walking on a living being, really. It's constantly moving, it's constantly changing. And at every corner, every aspect of it, there is some form of danger.
They start to spread out. Jacko and Francis taking the lead. Carl and David slipping behind.
The train is kind of undulating, rolling in and out.
Higher up the icefall, Jacko and Francis are facing their own problems.
There was an enormous crack and then a massive rumbling.
Francis and Jacko are caught in the path of an approaching avalanche.
I sprinted as fast as I can behind a massive ice boulder, and then from there on just waiting for the impact. An ice wave came through us and swept through the area.
Let's get out of here.
As the avalanche passes, the team get a move on, reaching the top of the icefall at dawn. But in the daylight, they can now see just what they're facing.
It's a bit mad. You can't believe how deep these crevasses are. But the trail is absolutely insane.
As they approach Camp 2, the team hit a new altitude of 6,400 meters, but they're exhausted and on the verge of collapse.
Got here eventually.
But a few of the guys, just as soon as they got here, just through sheer exhaustion, just start sobbing, and that's no slight on them. It's just most people, I don't think, will ever push their bodies as hard as we've pushed our bodies today. It was really tough, really tough.
After an exhausting day, the team get a well-deserved rest at Camp 2. In the end, this was as high up the mountain that the team went. Shortly after climbing to Camp 2, their attempt was called off by expedition leader Russell Bryce. In one of the worst seasons on record, Everest claimed the lives of 11 people.
Without a shadow of a doubt, life-changing experience. Now, I've realised potential that I didn't know that I had.
Despite the failure to summit, the Walking with the Wounded team learnt valuable lessons about themselves and how to face the new challenges that their wounds have presented them with.
She's still there. Who knows, one day I might come back and give it another shot. We'll wait and see.